PBC Sports proudly presents the PBA Fall Tour. The Fall Tour is sponsored by Budweiser. Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By Kodak batteries, now improved to last longer than ever. Depend on us. By AMF, leading the way with a complete line of quality bowling equipment. And by Radio Shack, the technology store. Here are the finalists in the $150,000 Budweiser Classic. Wayne Webb is qualified 5th. He shoots for his 17th PBA title. 26-year-old DJ Hochstein will be participating in his first championship round ever. Ron Williams, a full-time pro since '82, has never won a tour event. Walter Ray Williams, the '86 PBA Player of the Year, has broken out of a slump. And Dave Ferraro is on top in the stepladder finals. He won his first title here in Columbus in '86. And welcome to the Columbus Square Bowling Palace in Ohio's largest city. We're happy to have you with us for the action. $27,000 first prize to the winner. Good afternoon, everybody. Jay Randolph along with Earl Anthony. A very interesting stepladder field this week. And we have, of course, a talented fellow like Walter Ray Williams, who's been in a slump, he says, but obviously he's bowling very well.
Well, I don't consider making 8 telecasts this year and over almost $100,000 being in a slump. I guess for Walter Ray, when you have that much ability, that might be considered a slump, but I don't think so.
Ferrero is up on top, and he has a chance to win this tournament for a second time. He'd be the first man ever to do that.
He is, and he's been bowling extremely well. He's had a wrist injury earlier this year that hampered him a little bit, but right now, Jay's throwing the ball very well. I expect Dave to be hard to beat today.
Bit of a Cinderella story, as we have Hochstein, the youngster from Michigan, in this field, and he's on the spot.
I talked to DJ a little bit. He's a little nervous, but I think he's ready. He has one key in his game, and that's if he stays down at the foul line and extends through the shot, he'll make good shots. If he can do that, he'll be all right.
All right, let's get to the action. And here we are with DJ Hochstein and Wayne Webb in match 1, and Webb starts off, Earl, by asking for a re-rack right at the opening of this match.
Remember, only 3 for each player each game. So most of the players try to save those re-racks till the end of the match, Jay, but Wayne wants to get out early against the rookie.
And he leaves that 10-pin. Webb is 5'5" and 150 pounds, 31 years of age, out of Beaumont, Texas.
He was only 5'4" last year, Jay. He's getting taller as he gets older, I guess.
13 years, a member of the PBA.
We have an excellent lane condition this week. We expect good scores. All the players throughout match play really didn't have any problem hitting the pocket. As you see, DJ Hochstein's average this week, 221, which is exceptional.
Oh, and he leaves the 10.
A lot of 10 pins, but easy to get to the pocket, Jay. You'll see a lot of corner pins, 4 pins, 10 pins, things of that nature. It's because the players have to really arc the ball out near the channel. They're swinging the ball way wide, get it back to the pocket, and generally, as we've said in the past, when you do that, the ball's behind the head pin.
DJ is from Farmington Hills, Michigan, 26 years of age, and earlier this morning, you asked him about what it was like to be in the finals.
When I woke up this morning, I realized that I was going to be bowling on TV today, but I was trying not to think about it, and ever since, you know, middle of yesterday's last block, I really have been trying not to think about it.
Oh, there's a big break for the rookie, Jay. Carry the 10 pin off the wall, the little love tap, they call it. And he's really making good shots for his first time on national television.
Webb has been out here a long, long time. They got one a little high, but got away with it. Webb could move from 20th to 10th on the money list with a victory here today.
Look at the revolutions, the powerful release of Wayne Webb. Watch the ball make that sharp break to the pocket. Hits high, but that's that hard roll, that heavy roll. That's what carries that 4-pin for you. As you mentioned, he's a very experienced player, Jay, and he's tough to beat in match play. When you go out and bowl Wayne Webb, you better bowl well, because he's not going to give it to you.
He is a Tiger. Looking good. Webb from Texas.
By way of New England, Indiana, Florida.
There's his wife, Travis, a fine professional bowler in her own right. Beautiful lady.
Yes, she is. Very, very pretty.
And a strike for DJ. Donald John Hochstein. He dislikes DJ.
He likes DJ. You call him Don, he doesn't know who you're talking to.
His first career championship round appearance, and he had the most games, over 200, out of this field here this week, 35. Well, he's looking very well. 3 in a row for Hochstein. His mother looking on, and we'll be back with more in a moment.
Gene, it's almost time. Yeah, bachelor time's running out. I think the key word here is out. Poker with the guys. Out.
Handkerchief out.
No, handkerchief is in. Fun and laughter out. Now, station wagon's in. Bowling, what's bowling?
I don't bowl.
You'll learn. It's the only way you'll ever get out with us. You see how that works, Dave?
For the friendship. The clean, crisp taste of Beechwood aged Budweiser.
Let's go get him married.
Yeah.
Now, poor Sue.
Go. No. You can depend on me. No. Me. No.
Depend on new improved Kodak batteries to last longer than ever. So day or night, we'll be there.
Yeah. You can depend on me.
New Kodak batteries depend on us to last longer.
Yeah, I think we got it down.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
News sure spread fast about the Radio Shack electronic games we gave Bobby for Christmas.
They're great fun. You need a good offense to score on the Pro Action football game.
Raceway has 2 skill levels to challenge your run for the checkered flag.
And LCD Fireaway's directional shooting lets you blast alien invaders.
We knew the kids would love them.
But we didn't realize they'd be this popular.
Fun at your fingertips. Electronic games from $7.95 to $29.95. Only at Radio Shack.
Wayne Webb and DJ Hochstein in this first match of the Budweiser Classic here in Columbus, Ohio. And Hochstein has left the 2-4-5.
You see the ball coming up a little bit light on the head pin. Not quite getting the wall shot or carry off the wall. Good cover on the spare, though, Jay. He's made extremely good shots when you consider his first time on television. Yes, but he's got to stay with Wayne Webb. Webb's not letting up at all. Down by 13 pins here in the 6th frame, DJ Hochstein.
It is his 3rd time competing in the Budweiser Classic, having missed qualifying out of the PTQ or the Rabbit Squad both years previously. And right back with a strike on 51.
I'll tell you, Jay, that could have been anything right there. That ball was very high on the head pin. For a moment, he had the 4, 6, 7, 10, which, you know, everybody calls the big 4. Broke it up.
This is Wayne Webb's #1 fan, a young deaf youngster, Kyle Gillum. And he's got that Say No to Drugs t-shirt that the PBA has been using to get across the message to the young people. Very nice.
And Wayne Webb is not letting up. He's really putting it to the youngster. Take a good look at one of the best releases in bowling. Watch the position at the bottom. See that release on the side of the ball? Now, he's not turning the ball, folks. He's lifting it. He lifts straight up the side. You see that heavy roll, no deflection at all in the pin deck area.
For Webb, a spare in the 1st. Now 5 strikes in a row. The 80 PBA Player of the Year. Boy, bingo for Mr. Wayne Webb. He is up by 33. More action right after this.
Meet your next truck. The truck for '89. The all-new Toyota V6 4x4 SR5. The most advanced V6 engine in its class. All new on-the-move 4-wheel demand. And a brand new look that says Toyota quality.
It's everything I ever wanted.
Toyota, who could ask for anything more?
Over the last 6 years, the Angle Ball has been on a roll. It's taken home 2 PBA national titles, 2 Firestone Tournament of Champions titles, and 4 U.S. Open titles. In fact, the Angle Ball has won more tournaments and more first-place prize money than any other ball on tour. Imagine what an Angle Ball can do for you.
Once you hear it, you gotta get near it. There's a whole lot of nothing going on. You want a snack? Gotta get that pack. There's a whole lot of nothing going on.
Incredibly delicious and so full of energy, Planters nuts are one irresistible snack.
Once you hear it, you gotta get near it. There's a whole lot of nothing going on.
We're at the Columbus Square Bowling Palace, and it is DJ Hochstein and Wayne Webb in this first match. Hochstein strikes on 52, and the lead is 23 for Webb.
Here's a good look at the youngster's release. 26 years old, and this is the key to his game. See how he stayed down over his knee, good extension, didn't come up at the foul line. When he comes up at the foul line, it means he's getting there too quickly with his feet. His feet, if they get fast, he'll lose the shot. That's when he'll leave the bucket or pull it high on the head pin. As long as he stays down like that, he'll make a good shot.
He did indeed. This fella bowled at Michigan State. In '82, his team finished second in the national competition.
He's not letting up on Wayne Webb. Wayne Webb with spare 6 consecutive strikes through 7 frames and only has a 13-pin lead.
Webb's career telecast finals record, 48 and 38 in 52 appearances. Oh, a little disgusted as the 4 is standing.
Well, he didn't make a good shot, and he knew that. He lost the ball a little bit at the foul line, but that's the kind of hit, that light hit. Now watch the pins. Watch the head pin go to the sideboard. The ball breaks into the pocket a little bit behind the head pin. Watch it goes off the wall, comes back, and 9 out of 10 times or more, Wayne Webb will carry that hit. Easy spare, only the 4-pin.
Wayne's high game this week, 279. He averaged only 186 on the TV pair. We've had 3 300 games. Webb leading by 12. Walter Ray Williams, who you'll see a bit later on, Nathan Terry Jr. and Chris Warren all rolling 300 games here. Webb just got by Ernie Schlegel, the outgoing PBA president, last night.
There's
Schlegel.
The same hit, Jay.
Yep, exactly the same hit.
Same hit, and he carried it this time.
A little different situation as far as the pins go.
Yes, and it was a key shot for him, 9th frame. That's what the players call loading up for the 10th frame. Get that strike in the 9th, so you can get all 3 in the 10th.
Oh, the 7 won't go.
Well, we're going to come down to the 10th frame to decide this one. 13-pin difference in the match at this point. See a replay of that shot. Look at the good extension and loft. Now, he came up off that one a little bit, and that's what he keeps telling himself he doesn't want to do. Doesn't get the real good drive on the back end and leaves the 7-pin. Cross lane at the spare. A lot of speed. You mentioned Ernie Schlegel, the outgoing president. It was a great match. It was the last match of the evening last night, the position round match. Wayne Webb shot 278 at Ernie. Ernie bowled a great game at 242 and never had a chance.
Well, this is Mr. Schlegel's last tournament of the year. He's done a fantastic job. Webb up by 13. $27,000 first prize. And a strike for DJ. Johnny Petraglia, of course, will be taking over as the new PBA president. First man ever to receive a 2nd term. I guess that's a vote of confidence. I know he'll do a great job.
He will. Johnny is not only a great player, but he's a very intelligent individual, and he'll do a great job. He did the first term. We're all counting on him to do it again, Jay. All right, key shot right here. You got to have it.
Didn't get at 10 to go down.
Well, this puts DJ a maximum score of 236 for this game. Outstanding game when you consider it's first time on national television. The ringing 10, the solid 10, as the 6-pin goes up and around the neck. All Wayne Webb needs to do to win this match is keep it on the lane, get any kind of a spare, and he's a winner.
DJ's dad owns 3 bowling centers in the Detroit area. This young man has had a very fine week. Webb needs 9 to win it. And 9 it is.
That's a winner.
So Webb is going to win this first match and move along. Hochstein looking up at the score, but as you mentioned, he's got to be very proud. His mom and sister there, and this fella's one of 9 in the family, and everybody's got to be very proud of the way he performed here this week.
I would think so, Jay. As we mentioned several times during the match, I'm very impressed. It's his first time on national television, and he gave Wayne Webb all he wanted for this match. Good scores, very good scores. Both players keeping the ball in the pocket area almost every shot.
The folks from Budweiser had a wonderful Thanksgiving Day dinner for the pros at Ricardo's restaurant here in Columbus on Thanksgiving Day. Everybody enjoyed that. Nice round of applause for Mr. Webb. A score of 248, 236 for Hochstein. So it'll be Wayne Webb moving along, and he will be facing Ron Williams in match 2 when we come back.
Harold, it's lovely.
I hope you like it.
You know, it reminds me of when we first got electric light back when I was a child.
Oh.
Daddy used to draw his chair up to that light and read to us. Oh, the memories. But Harold, this is the 80s. And I wanted a Bud Light.
If you want the one light that outshines them all, ask for Bud Light.
Kill the light, will you, Harold?
Oh, because everything else is just a light.
Whether your holiday gift list includes just a few friends or the whole neighborhood, the place to fill it is at a True Value hardware store, where this self-programming lamp timer from First Alert is only $11.88. And power gifts with GE rechargeables. Give a 2-pack of C or D or 1 9-volt battery for just $5.99. Then choose stylish ITT phones for just $29.99 each. At participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
Mark! Hey, Mark! I see you got one of those rhinos. Next thing you know, he's going to tell us it's got horns.
Unleash your game. Roll a rhino. The Rhino. From Brunswick, a urethane ball designed for professional and high-performance bowlers.
Wayne Webb, a score of 248, defeating DJ Hochstein. Take a look at the top 24 as we do each week. And while we take a look at them, we will tell you that Brian Boss missed the cut for only the 3rd time in 28 events. And we'll see Boss, of course, next Saturday at the Taylor Lanes in Taylor, Michigan, the Touring Players Championship. Mark Williams.
Got a lot of Williams this week.
Yeah, we do. Bill Ringener from Big Spring, Texas. A lot of bowlers coming out of the Southwest. And Leto Monticelli, these two tied. Monticelli tied with Tony Morisi for 12th.
Now, Leto's brother is competing on the tour now. And so we have 2 of the bowlers from Venezuela, both outstanding players.
Parker Bone III.
We saw him last week. He was the leading left-hander. And Ernie, the Tiger Schlegel.
Wayne Webb and Ron Williams in our second match here at the Palace Lanes in Columbus in just a moment.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
Radio Shack has 9 different educational toys that make learning fun. Spelling Math has 15 different games that teach Jeff basic math, spelling, and logic.
And Beth learns about colors, shapes, and numbers with her show and learn game. She's having so much fun. I hate to tell her it's B-E-D-T-I-M-E.
No, Mommy.
She's been learning from Jeff's spelling math.
Educational toys, education through imagination. $9.95 to $29.95, only at Radio Shack.
My favorite GM car I worked on. Kept it all these years, even after I retired. Every time my son looks at it, he smiles. Very popular at the time, I tell him. My boy's at GM now, building beauties like this one. One thing hasn't changed. We still build them to last.
GM cars have held their resale value better than any other U.S. make.
This man is twice as strong as this man. Tom's EX is twice as strong as Rolaids. So when you have heartburn, get the extra strength and acid. Tom's EX, twice as strong as Rolaids.
Oh, no matter what you do, she said I'll be there for you.
New improved Kodak batteries last longer than ever. So when you need us, we'll be there.
You can depend on me.
The game's high rollers
America's top bowlers.
in a high-stakes showdown.
Lisa Wagner,
Earl Anthony,
Mark Roth,
and Marshall Holman. Together, they're the game's 10-pin Terminators.
the bowling shootout.
Next Saturday, only on NBC.
Well, Ron Williams and Wayne Webb to go at it. Match 2, Williams from Cahokia, Illinois, there on the left. And Webb winning that first match, 248 to 236 over Hochstein, 5,500 for DJ in his first television appearance. Webb opening on 51 in fine fashion.
Wayne Webb is one of those guys that we've talked about. He's a very experienced player, and when he gets it going, it's really hard to stop that freight train. When he gets to moving, he'll start advancing through these guys like you wouldn't believe. So Ron Williams better get out of the gate early, or he's going to have more than he wants here with Wayne Webb. Watch the arm swing on this one, folks. You'll never see another one like it.
All kinds of ways to get the job done. He's a little high. He does have a very unusual style. You know, I related a little bit, Earl, to Miller Barber on the golf tour with that funny arm swing.
Now, the important thing here is that even though the arm swing is unique, at the bottom of the swing, he's still right back in perfect position for the good heavy roll that he needs to knock the pins down. Now watch at the bottom. They're in perfect position.
That arm swing of his came about by an accident. He used to have a very short backswing. Couldn't get any speed on the ball. So one day he tried to increase the speed with that higher backswing and tucking it in like that.
He looks like a shortstop throwing to first base on the double play, doesn't he?
Well, he gets the job done. I mentioned he's from Cahokia, Illinois. That's a small community in southern Illinois, across the river from St. Louis. They used to have a racetrack there.
How would you know that?
Oh, I know. And, oh my, the 10 just won't go for him.
A little opening nerves, a little jitters in the first frame, went a little high in the head pin. This one he makes a good shot, and as you can see, the 6-pin goes in the channel, not quite enough to nudge the 10 out. And you can see the look on his face. As I mentioned, you better get out of the gate against Wayne Webb or you're in trouble. There's the first opening frame we've had. First open frame we've had today, Jay.
Yes, indeed, and that hurts very early. We have $150,000 in prize money, $27,000 first prize. See the
Wayne Webb ready to go, Jay. He can't wait to get up there. When someone makes a mistake like that, here's the kind of guy that'll jump on you. Oh, and he almost gave it right back.
Yeah, he was a little high with that. Coming up next, NBC Sports presents, except on the West Coast, the Skins Game. Nicholas, Trevino, Floyd, and Curtis Strange. $450,000. 9 holes today, 9 holes tomorrow. Should be very interesting. Interesting action here at the Columbus Square Bowling Palace. Marvelous 64-lane facility built in 1983. Cost better than $6 million to put it up. Real excellence in bowling here in the Hadler family. They've done a tremendous job with the sport in what, as we mentioned, is now the largest city in Ohio, Columbus, home of the Buckeyes. Webb, who had that 248 in his victory over Hochstein, striking in the third, leading by 12 over this man, Ron Williams. Williams with a high game of 279 this week, averaged 263 on the TV pair.
He can get it when he gets it going. He can throw a lot of strikes. Now, the major mistake he has in his game when he gets in trouble is he'll stand up very, very abruptly at the foul line. When he does that, he pulls the ball through the middle. Excellent shot there, Jay. He has to keep that left knee bent, stay down at the foul line, or he'll get in a lot of trouble.
He recently became engaged to Bonnie Hartman. They intend to get married next spring, and Earl, he needed to finish well in the last 2 tournaments to make the top 50 in points to be exempt for next year.
Nobody wants to go out and bowl in those rabbit squads. There's a good look at George and Bill Hadler. George, the very intent-looking young red-headed man on the right.
Williams with a strike in the 4th. We'll be back with more action from the Budweiser Classic in Columbus in just a moment.
It was the FBI's most difficult case, and it became their deadliest. David Soul and Family Ties' Michael Gross are the terrifying killers in the FBI Murders Sunday.
Until now, plowing through what the snowplow left behind was one of winter's toughest challenges. Now, Toro introduces the exclusive Power Shift snow thrower. The Power Shift automatically puts more weight on the front for a more powerful bite on winter's toughest snow. The new Toro Power Shift. The only challenge left? Getting out of the driveway to go buy one.
Toro's Snow Risk at Gregerson Hardware Hank, Sunray True Value, and Northwood Hardware.
It might be cold, but the savings are hot at the Roseville Auto Dealers Winter White Tag Sale. 5 big dealers, all just footsteps apart, are drastically discounting 2,700 new and used cars and trucks. Volvos, Oldsmobiles, Chryslers, Plymouths, Chevrolets, and Dodges. A $13 million inventory on sale and clearly marked with winter white sale tags. Some with rebates up to $1,500 or interest as low as 3.9%. 8 minutes north of the Dome on 35W, the Roseville Auto Dealers.
We knew him as Benchwarmer Bob. Now he's known as Bowling Bob Lertzema.
Not bad. When I first started bowling, I really needed help. I've gotten better, and now I enjoy bowling more than ever, especially league bowling.
If you're looking for a lot of fun, try bowling at your neighborhood Gold Pin Bowling Center. For the one nearest you, call The Connection at 922-9000.
And tell them Bowling Bob sent you.
Vikings Extra, every Sunday at 10 on News 11.
Next Saturday, the Budweiser Touring Players Championship at Taylor, Michigan. That'll be followed by Sports World and the bowling shootout. So hope you'll stay tuned to NBC Sports next Saturday afternoon. Williams with 3 in a row. Webb's lead is down to a pin. Williams in the 6th frame on lane 51. Another 10-pin.
And you get a good look at the release of Ron Williams. Now watch the ball as it comes in and watch the deflection. Watch the ball bounce off the head. That's why he left the 10-pin, Jay, right there. The ball deflected. It didn't cut through the pins. And when the ball bounces like that, they leave what they call the weak pin. Ball just didn't grip the lane quite as much as he wanted to. That's why it bounced like that. That's why it deflected. Now watch Wayne Webb's ball as it goes into the pin area. You won't see this ball deflect, I'll guarantee you.
He really does get it rolling. Webb leading by 2. And a strike in the 6th.
The ball looks like it's got a motor on it when it goes down there. It gets so many revolutions. It's amazing to watch.
Wayne's 3rd championship round appearance of this year at the Alameda Open out in California. He was the top seed, but ended up losing the title match to Mike Jasno. There's his wife, Travis. Joanne Nora, the PBA commissioner, on hand here today. He's a toughie. Wayne Webb in the lead by a dozen. More action from Columbus in just a moment.
Just when you thought you knew which battery was best for your car, along comes this dynamo, the Megatron 34 from Interstate, the runaway leader in every performance test by America's leading consumer products rating service, with cranking power that ran circles around better-known brands and reserve energy that left others stranded. Megatron 34 from Interstate. A bit of a show-off, perhaps. But then, it did test best. Ask for it.
Nature's light, bathing fields of grain, enriching full, fresh hops, giving life to sparkling streams, nourishing all the natural things that go into making Bud Light. The light beer that's beechwood aged for a clean, fresh taste that makes Bud Light the one light that outshines them all.
Mom, send $500 soon, or there won't be a honeymoon.
To send money fast, come to Western Union. It'll get to any of our 10,000 locations, usually in 15 minutes or less. Western Union, the fastest way to send money.
Now there's a baseball game with all the sounds, all the action, and the challenge of the real game. Introducing play-by-play talking baseball. The best game next to the real game.
Jack Nicklaus, Curtis Strange, Ray Floyd, and Lee Trevino. Golf's fabulous foursome. Play the Skins game. Today on NBC.
Charity is always a winner on the PBA Fall Tour. Easter Seals Rehab Center, the official charity here. There's our good friend Phil Russo, and that's Noelle there, his little granddaughter with him. Well, what a job Phil and his people do here. This is always an enjoyable week, Earl. Here's Williams now on 52, and he gets them all. After a re-rack, the strike in the 7th for Williams. I mentioned the commissioner, Joanne Nora. He's enjoying this action this afternoon, as we hope you are, wherever you are. As always, our final match, uninterrupted. NBC Sports exclusive. Here's Ron Williams. Oh, boy. He's putting the pressure on. Webb has that lead of 2 again.
Still anybody's game. Maximum scores at this point, 259 for Wayne Webb, 247 for Ron Williams. So anything can happen, and I wouldn't be surprised if they both went all the way out here, Jay. Wayne Webb, 8th frame on a double. Very intent, great concentration.
That's 3 in a row for Webb. He had a 248 in his first game in the victory over Hochstein, and he's now up by 12.
Remember last year here, Jay, we were on the same pair of lanes, and it took a score of 169 to win the championship. I don't think that'll happen this year, do you?
What a difference a year makes.
What a difference.
Oh, he knew that he had made a little bit of a mistake there, and he didn't get the 10.
He's very upset with that, Jay. He actually thought he had a very good chance to strike here, and he did. He threw the ball very well. Watch the rotation of the ball. It's a little bit more behind the head pin than his previous shots. A little deflection there. Very unusual for Wayne Webb's ball to deflect at all. He'll throw it hard and straight, cross lane at the spare. Well, we're down to the nitty-gritty here, Jay. 11-pin difference in the scores. Ron Williams on a double.
And this man is in a hole because he was open in the 2nd.
Chance to get it down to a 1-pin difference in the match with a strike here.
Got a break.
I'll tell you what, that was a great shot, Jay. That ball, as you saw, the 7-pin was the last pin to leave the deck. The ball just hit so hard, it just threw the head pin, the 2-pin, the 6-pin, everything over that way. The 4-pin just jumped right on top of the 7-pin. Great shot.
Earl, you talk from time to time about lift and loft as Williams takes his last re-rack. This fellow, as we remind you again about the skins game coming up, except on the West Coast, this fellow really got that last toss well down the lane.
He does. He gets the ball well out over the first part of the lane, and he gets a lot of lift on the ball. This is the key shot for him right here. A chance to take the lead. Trip that.
All right.
Wow.
The trip 4 for him.
Here's a real good look at Ron Williams. Now watch, look at the intensity in his eyes. Now watch the release. Well out over the foul line. That good lift, very good balance, good follow through. That's what makes the ball hit hard. And look at his reaction.
He liked it.
He's got to like that. Trip 4 at this stage of the game, that could be a winner.
It is an unusual style, as we've mentioned, but that follow-through of his is classic.
Everything comes back into the right position as he starts the swing back down toward the pins. Gotta hurry.
2-4-5. This one going right to the wire.
Now here he is. He's trying to really make a good shot. The ball gets away a little bit to the right. Doesn't quite get back to the head pin. Here's how it stands right now. If he makes the spare, his score will be 234. Wayne Webb with a double and 7 pins can shoot 235. So
he didn't get it.
He didn't get it.
232.
So really what it comes down to, Wayne Webb needs the first 2 strikes to win the match. Actually, the spare didn't really matter as far as the score is concerned. Either way, Wayne Webb still needs a double and any kind of a count to win. Now he's done well on this lane.
He's had all 3 of his re-racks. Oh, the veteran got a break with the Brooklyn.
He sure did. And look at the look on his face.
Oh, my. Ron Williams' mother, Josephine, I think we got her isolated on that toss, and you can see her reaction. Oh.
All right, to win the match. A little more speed.
The 10-pin is standing, and the veteran comes up just short.
A natural reaction there, Jay. All top players, if they get a lucky break like Wayne did, the ball got away, crossed over to, as you said, to the Brooklyn side, carried the strike. The natural reaction is to throw the ball a little harder, try to fit it into the pocket so it doesn't hit the middle of the head pin. And he did that, and because he threw it harder, the ball didn't have the good roll, the heavy roll, and he left the weak 10 pin.
And Ron Williams with a 232 defeats Webb 228. Mom's happy now. Josephine Williams, she says, yep, he won. Well, the victory for Ron Williams. And he will be going up against Walter Ray Williams. Williams against Williams when we come back to Columbus in just a moment.
Catch the true colors of the season on Kodacolor Gold Film.
When he's working, when his work is done, a man wants a jean he can feel comfortable in. American Hero Jeans from Wrangler.
Some guys, they have it all. Some guys are just too big. Some guys, they have them all. Some guys get left out in the rain.
Don't wait for something good to happen. Make it happen with the clean, masculine scent of English leather cologne.
Some guys have what others want. Some guys have it all.
English leather. Some guys have it all.
Sunday, the NFL plays here when the Bills battle the Bengals.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL Live.
Back here at the Columbus Square Bowling Palace, Wayne Webb has gone down to defeat Ron Williams. Webb getting that break, Earl, but then wasn't able to put him away.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned, Jay, it was a natural adjustment. The top players almost always in that situation will make the adjustment, throw a little harder, try to keep the ball in play. Needed one strike to win. Unfortunately for Wayne, he left the weak 10 pin.
Walter Ray Williams Jr. going up against Ron Williams in this next match. And Walter Ray had a terrific day here yesterday. I mean, he was really hot. He had a 300 game, and he felt that really he'd come out of a 4-month slump.
Again, I don't understand how he can call that a slump, but I guess when you have the talent Walter Ray has, your standards are very high. I expect Walter Ray to bowl very good today, very well, I should say. His ball speed should keep the ball in play for him, and he should have excellent carry.
Doesn't do bad for an old horseshoe pitcher, does he?
I'll tell you what, 4-time world champion, 3-time junior world champion, 7 times altogether he's been a world champion horseshoe player, and he's one of the best players out here on our tour also, Jay.
He was telling us we're going to have a horseshoe pitcher in the White House. Apparently, the president-elect George Bush likes that game very much.
I heard that, and I understand that you mentioned to Walter Ray his possibility he might be the local resident pro there.
He might be the resident pro at the White House. You never can tell. Back here in Columbus, we get set for match 3 as Walter Ray Williams comes center stage to go against Ron Williams, who has defeated Wayne Webb. Webb taking down $6,500. There's Walter Ray out of Stockton, California. Long and lanky at 6'2" and 180 pounds, 29 years of age. A 300 game yesterday. And in match play, 5-0 against the opponents in the stepladder finals. And he got a break and starts off with the strike as the 10 went down for him.
All right, a completely different type of style of play in Walter Ray Williams. Again, with the lane conditions that we've had on the tour in the last 6 or 7 weeks, we've had a tremendous variance in types of play or styles of play. As you remember, Ron Williams here with the completely different arm swing, the tendency to come up at the foul line, get a lot of side turn on the ball. And we crossed over. Whew. Walter Ray Williams, by comparison, throws the ball hard and straight. He's a very accurate player, keeps the ball in the pocket area on almost every shot, an excellent spare shooter. This should be, again, another high-scoring match, Jay, and I expect Walter Ray Williams to be very hard to beat.
$100,000 from our friends at True Value for a 300 game. Ron Williams opening with 2 strikes. Next Saturday afternoon on NBC Sports World, the bowling shootout. You folks will get to see Earl Anthony in action, Mark Roth, Lisa Wagner, and Marshall Holman. And a strike for Walter Ray. In the shootout, they could be bowling that last frame for $100,000, Earl, and then, of course, we're still tied. It's sudden death or sudden victory, depending on your point of view.
Well, if you lose, it's sudden death, that's for sure. When you're throwing one ball for $100,000, that could happen, Jay. You're right.
Well, good luck to all of you. It's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to it.
All right, watch the ball speed that Walter Ray uses. Tremendous ball speed, a lot of forward roll on the ball, and that's a hit he should carry almost every time. Bad break for Walter Ray, good break for Ron Williams. Here's a replay of that shot. Look at that tremendous ball speed, a lot of lift. Now look at the rotation of the ball. It's forward or toward the pins. as opposed to the spinning action that Ron Williams has on his ball. There you see the head pin went to the wall, didn't quite take out the 7. He'll switch balls to a ball that doesn't hook as much, throw it hard and straight right at the corner pin.
He really explodes at the foul line, doesn't he?
He does. He really attacks the lane, Jay. He's a very aggressive player and obviously a very good player.
As you look at Ron Williams, we'll remind you the defending champion, Leroy Bornhop, missed qualifying for the 24-man finals by just 5 pins. A little high.
Well, he crossed over in the first frame on lane 52. This time he tried to make an adjustment. As you can see, he's a little confused by the look on his face. Here's a replay of that shot. Now, he felt he made a good shot, and that's all the bowler can do is make the adjustment, make a good shot, and then watch how the ball reacts. He obviously isn't lined up. He'll have to make another adjustment when he comes back here in the 5th frame. The lanes do change as the players continue in the matches.
Bowlers so far today, Earl, averaging 236. That's very fine, and I think it points up the kind of talent we're seeing out here on tour.
A lot of really fine, good young athletes coming into the bowling game now, Jay.
There are those high games, the 300 games, as we mentioned. Butch Soper with a 299. Ferraro, who you'll see a little later on, with a 298. He brought that one back in, didn't he?
Sure did.
A strike for Ron Williams in the 4th. More action from Columbus right after this.
Hey, Mark, I see you got one of those rhinos. Next thing you know, he's going to tell us it's got horns.
Unleash your game. Roll a rhino. The Rhino. From Brunswick, a urethane ball designed for professional and high-performance bowlers.
What's up, Big Job? We got 5 seats. Done this. All right, be right up. This is nonsense. Daryl, I can't deal with that now. I know. If this is your thing. Showtime, baby. Get him.
For the hustle, the clean, crisp taste of Beechwood aged Budweiser.
Hey, man, good job. You the best. Hey.
Thanks to that.
The new Remington Electroblade vibrating blade system has been an amazing success for those who prefer shaving with a blade. Electroblade's high-speed motor and vibrating twin blades glide so easily, you'll get the closest, smoothest, most comfortable blade shave you've ever imagined. If you don't, I'll give you your money back. Safe, immersible, and cordless. The new Remington Electroblade vibrating blade system. A blade shave like you've never imagined, or your money back.
Jack Nicklaus, Curtis Strange, Ray Floyd, and Lee Trevino. Golf's fabulous foursome. Play the skins game. Today on NBC.
They're going to play skins on NBC today, out in the desert, as Nicklaus, Trevino, Floyd, and Strange go for the first 9 holes. $450,000. Remember Trevino's hole-in-one last year at the 17th?
Who could ever forget that, Jay?
Great action. And, of course, you want to check your local listings. And don't forget, next Saturday, the bowling shootout, as well as boxing on NBC Sports World. We're really looking forward to that action that will feature Earl Anthony. Denny Schreiner will join me. Denny's here today. You'll be bowling, so you can't commentate, although I think we're going to wire you up and get your thoughts next week when you're bowling for all that big dough. In fact, I think we're going to mic everybody up. Denny and I won't have much to say, I wouldn't think. We just sit there and watch you all sweat for those big bucks.
I think there's going to be a lot of sweaty palms, Jay, when we're playing that one.
I think the fans will get a real feeling of being on the lanes and the pressure. Wouldn't go.
All right, Walter Ray, as I mentioned, throws the ball extremely hard. As a matter of fact, he might throw it as hard as anybody on the tour. And when you get a little too much speed, if you remember Wayne Webb's 10th frame shot, he threw it too hard, the ball didn't hit very good, deflected, left the 10 pin. Same thing just happened to Walter Ray. He's in a slump, Jay. 3 years in a row over 100,000.
You won't let him get away with that, will you?
I sure won't.
Walter Ray had the best match play record here this week, 18-6. 29 years of age, 8 years a member of the PBA, and career earnings of better than $522,000. Besides bowling and horseshoe pitching, he also enjoys something that takes a lot of mental effort, chess. Got it. Strike in the 5th for Walter Ray Williams. Ron Williams working on a strike in the 4th, set to bowl here in the 5th on lane 52. He almost got them all, as it didn't get there. It's his second championship round appearance of this year. Ron made the championship finals in the PBA Classic in Green Bay, Wisconsin, finished 4th.
Here you see Ron Williams' shot. This is a replay of the ball coming in behind the hip. And remember what he did here in the first frame. He went Brooklyn, crossed over and carried the strike. In the next frame, he threw it through almost the center of the head pin, left only the 610. He made the adjustment. The ball didn't get back ahead. He's really lost on lane 52. What happens is, as the players continue to bowl, they're all basically playing the same part of the lane, somewhere between the 3rd arrow and the 2nd arrow. And as they continue to play, Jay, they carry the dressing, the oil that's on the lane, that's applied to the lane surface. They carry it down the lane with their bowling balls. And then the ball starts doing a few tricks on them. Then it takes a little time to adjust to that. But being professionals, they will make the adjustment. They'll start scoring again very shortly.
And he does get the strike. The PBA Tour using a spray gun technique on the lanes this year rather than the process that was used in the past.
They don't use the machine anymore. They're using a spray gun. They feel it gives more players an opportunity to compete. It opens up the whole lane. In other words, it lets the players that go straight, like a Walter Ray Williams, the players that hook the ball, and all the guys in between, they all have that shot. If they can bowl well that week, they can make money. Fairest shot we've had in a long time, Jay.
A little problem on lane 52.
They just ran out of pins for a minute.
Ran out of pins for a moment. Now we're ready. I got some new wood down there. Walter Ray Williams. They call him Deadeye. Over there waiting in the wings, number 1 position, Dave Ferraro. He got it there. 2 in a row for Williams and a lead of 10.
A big advantage for the player that can throw hard like Walter Ray and still get the ball into a heavy roll, Jay. As the lanes change, he doesn't have to make as many adjustments as a Ron Williams would or a Wayne Webb. As you can see, look at, he puts everything he has into that shot, just tremendous ball speed, and keeps the ball on a tight line so it doesn't affect it by the changing lanes near as much as it would be for a player that hooks the ball.
That slow-mo there showed so vividly how he creates so much power and still has that great balance.
You know, when you watch him throw horseshoes, he looks identical.
Is that right? Hope you're enjoying the play from Columbus. We'll be back after this from your local station.
Freak out, freak out. The Macho Man and Elizabeth steer between Andre the Giant and the WWF Championship. It's Macho Madness on Saturday night's main event.
When you need a better winter boot, track down a Sorel. It's the cold standard. The first to bond the toughness of premium leather uppers to the dry comfort of waterproof bottoms. The first to build in the warmth of thick felt liners. Sorels. They'll change your stand on winter. Styles for men, women, and children. Sorels by Kaufman. Demand the brand.
There are plenty of old ways to have fun in the snow. But only one new way. Introducing Snow Scoot by Yamaha. It's fun to ride, simple to handle, and easy to afford. Buy a Snow Scoot before December 31st. There's no down payment and no payments for 90 days. There's the old way. or the new way, Snow Scoot by Yamaha. Consult your yellow pages for the Yamaha dealer nearest you.
Hunter, Saturday at 9 on TV 11.
Join us tomorrow, NBC Sports, with NFL action beginning at 12:30 Eastern with the NFL Live. And boy, many of you see the Bills battle the Bengals. That should be a dandy. And the Cleveland Browns marching into the nation's capital for a showdown with the Redskins. You'll want to check your local listings for the game and time in your area. And here at the Palace Lanes in Columbus, Ron Williams. He's got a re-rack ready to go in the 7th frame. And he got them all. Glenn Adamo, our producer on the PBA Fall Tour, and Brian Sipe, our director, bringing you the sights and sounds of the kegling here. And I want to thank all of the crew. It's a wonderful time of the year for us, Earl, being with them. And special congratulations to Frank Ellenberg in the truck, the new daddy.
The new daddy, baby girl.
And a strike. Frank's wife, Patty, home out in Arizona, that new daughter. And he's a proud papa, I'll say that. He grew a couple inches this week.
Well, he's already about 6'4". All right, here we are, 8th frame, Walter Ray Williams in a match that is dead even. Walter Ray Williams on 3 in a row, chance to take a 10-pin lead with a strike here.
Oh, the power of that one. That ball really got down there.
That's what the players refer to as a heavy roll, meaning that the ball is rolling forward and it is gripping the lane very hard. Watch Walter Ray. Now watch the effort in the shot. Everything he has. And you see the ball rolling end over end, very little deflection. Real, very strong, powerful, heavy roll.
Walter Ray trying to make it 5 in a row. 9th frame.
Well, that's putting it to Ron Williams. Now, these Williams boys are not related, by the way. And right now, they're not very happy with each other. I'll tell you that. Both throwing a lot of strikes as you get a good look at Ron Williams from, as you said, Cahokia, Illinois. Needs a strike, 9th frame. Way out in there.
Oh, my, oh, my.
Look at the reaction from Ron Williams. He says, my. He's still lost on lane 52, and I tell you right now, he's very happy he doesn't have to bowl over there the rest of this match. And watch his reaction. He got it way out near the channel. He's saying, please, ball, hook. Great carry power off the wall. Good heavy roll on that one. All right, he's down by 10, Jay. 10th frame. Needs this strike here to even the match up.
And this would be 5 in a row for Ron Williams. Coming off a 232 game. And the victory over Webb. Got him.
He's really wired in on lane 51. Possible score of 258 for Ron Williams if he gets the next 2 strikes. Walter Ray Williams can go all the way in the 10th for 268. Remember I told you in the 5th frame they were both lost, but they figured out. They figured them out, Jay.
All of a sudden, strikes the order of the day in this match. And another one for Ron Williams. His mom liked that.
I think she figured out he's got a chance to win this thing, Jay. Yeah, she's very happy, very proud. All right, with the count, with the fill ball, 258 for Ron Williams. That means Walter Ray Williams, to win the match, would need 2 strikes and any kind of a pin count.
Oh, the 10 for 257.
We could still have a tie here, Jay. Now, if Walter Ray Williams in the 10th frame gets the first strike, gets 9 spare, he'll have 257. Possibility of a tie. But he has to have the first strike to have any chance at all. A lot of tension, a lot of pressure right now.
Again, the power. Walter Ray Williams.
If you think he was throwing it hard before, folks, that one barely touched the lane. Let me tell you, he's got the high hard one going right now.
Turned it up a notch here,
He sure did. Watch this. Look at that. Everything he has into that shot, and he likes it. That's why they call him Deadeye. He doesn't very often miss that pocket. To win the match. Remember, if he gets 9 and a spare, we'll have a tie. He needs a strike to win.
Get there? No. Did not get there. Well, he didn't get the job done, and Ron Williams, who wouldn't even look at that shot, is the winner.
Now this one, as you see, everything he could get into it again, and look at the look on his face. He know he got it too far out in the lane as far as being too wide, away from the head pin, and his ball will not hook that.
The number 3 seed, Ron Williams, is the victor. 257 to 255, and the championship match, Ron Williams against Dave Ferraro. Before we get to the championship match, let's tell you about Sports World next week. The bowling shootout. It's going to be something very special, and also, of course, there is boxing action, Moore against Hassan. Jay Randolph along with Earl Anthony, and the shootout. You're going to be part of the shootout along with Lisa Wagner, Mark Roth, Marshall Holman. A lot of money.
A lot of money, Jay. As you say, $100,000 up for grabs. One game, 2 tie, all tie. I'll tell you what, it could come down to the 10th frame. But I've taken care of Lisa already. I ran over her with my car, so she's handicapped a little bit.
She is actually hurting a little bit. We hope she'll be there.
I've been trying to find Roth and Holman, but I can't seem to find them anywhere. Otherwise, I'd get them, too. I figure the only chance I got is to hurt these people, Jay.
Well, let's tell you that the shootout is somewhat similar, of course, to golf's skin game, and you'll be seeing the skins game later this afternoon and, of course, tomorrow on NBC Sports. Earl, you start off, it's not really very much money, just $1,000 to begin with.
Just $1,000, then it goes $2,000 for the second frame, $3,000 for the third, $4,000 for the fourth, $5,000 for the fifth, sixth, and seventh, $10,000 for the 8th frame, $15,000 for the 9th frame, and $50,000 in the 10th frame. Remember, one player has to be the only one to win that frame to win any of the money.
Now, there's an excellent possibility, because it's a 2-tie, all-tie situation, that you could be bowling for $100,000 in that last frame.
I think we'll probably all throw it in the channel, Jay, if it gets to that point. I know I'm going to be very nervous. $1,000 is a lot to throw one ball for, but when you look at the possibility of throwing one ball for $100,000, that's a lot of money.
How about Holman and Roth and yourself bowling against Lisa? Any pressure, added pressure there?
I think so. Lisa, not only because she's a lady, but she is the best woman bowler in the world. And when you consider that, and she's bowling, she's having her best year right now. And Marshall and Mark are tough at any time. I'm poor old man just filling out the field here.
Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. That's a little gamesmanship, and we look forward to next Saturday. Hope you'll be with us on Sports World for the bowling shootout.
Got a nice minty taste to it.
That's good.
Can you say that about your liquid antacid? If not, taste new Tums Liquid.
It has a nice taste to it. It's delicious. Tums tastes the best.
New Tums Liquid. It works, and it really tastes good.
Today's holiday wishes can come true with a Christmas toys and gifts catalog from True Value Hardware Stores. Give the Sunbeam cordless hand mixer or Norelco cordless knife. Your choice, only $14.99. The GE 100 bulb string-along light set with a bonus 35 light set is just $8.99. And the True Value Happy Holidays cassette or album is only $1.99 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
Mom, send $500 soon, or there won't be a honeymoon.
I'm calling about your son, Jerome. Better send money. He wants to go home.
早く送ってくれないか。スピード違反でパクられた。To send someone money fast, come to Western Union. We'll make sure it gets to any of our 10,000 locations, usually in 15 minutes or less. Sayonara! Western Union, the fastest way to send money.
My son and I went off to photograph the great outdoors. Then we looked for the Kodak Color Watch seal for great developing. And now we have two views of natural beauty. My view and his view. The Kodak Color Watch system. You're going to thank me for it.
The game's high rollers.
America's top bowlers.
In a high-stakes showdown.
Lisa Wagner.
Earl Anthony.
Mark Roth.
And Marshall Holman. Together, they're the game's 10-pin Terminators.
The bowling shootout.
Next Saturday, only on NBC.
This is the way it's gone up to now. Webb over Hochstein 248 to 236, and then Ron Williams with the win over Webb. It was a close one, 232-228, and Ron Williams defeating Walter Ray Williams Jr. 257 to 255. We're set now for the championship match. Dave Ferraro seated number 1. Ron Williams coming from the number 3 spot. Uninterrupted coverage of the championship match, as always a special feature here on NBC Sports Fall Tour. Ferraro out of Kingston, New York. His 5th championship round appearance of this year. And Dave has a little bit of a problem to start things off.
Just a little opening jitters, I think, Jay. He's bowling for the championship. He's had to sit around for a little over an hour and wait for the other 3 matches to be decided before he knew who he was going to play against. And you do get a little stiff and a little tight starting the match.
Dave finished 6th last week at the Brunswick Memorial and said he didn't attack at the right time, and he was going to try to do a much better job this week. So he ended up being seated number 1. Here's Ron Williams, games of 232, 257, average of 244.5. That's a nice start for Ron Williams. 7 strikes in his first victory and 8 in his second. And asking for a re-rack.
Now, a player will ask for a re-rack when he looks at the pins and determines in his mind that they aren't set properly. In other words, they might be off spot just a little bit, and he might feel that if even on a good shot, he might leave either the 4-pin or the 10-pin. He will ask for a re-rack, and he's allowed 3 in each game.
Very nice. You saw the average this week that Ron Williams has been putting up. Dave Ferraro this week with a 224.5, a 214.4 overall. And Ferraro striking on lane 52. His high game at 298, as we showed you earlier. Career earnings of over $338,000. His 5th championship round appearance this year at the PBA Doubles Classic in Vegas with Joe Berardi earlier this summer. He won his 3rd PBA title.
And we wait for Dave to get a re-rack on lane 51. Both players seem to feel that particular machine isn't spotting the pins exactly as they'd like them. Dave Ferraro's style, his style of play, is very similar to Walter Ray Williams. A lot of ball speed, not much side turn, a lot of heavy forward roll. The ball really hits the pins hard. And the natural adjustment there, Jay. Remember in the first frame, you left the 2-4-5. This time the baby split, the 3-10. Not really a difficult spare for a top player like Dave Ferraro, who is a very good spare shooter. He'll go cross lane and a lot of ball speed, as you see a replay of that last shot. And here we go for the spare. A lot of ball speed.
Very nice. There's Gloria Ferraro as you look on with her and this big crowd, a very enthusiastic and knowledgeable crowd always at the Columbus Square Bowling Palace. Good job there.
All right, Ron Williams, remember in his match with Walter Ray Williams, was having trouble with lane 52. He seems to have figured that lane out now, even though that hit was a little high and he tripped the 4-pin. He seems to have figured that lane out. He hasn't had any problem at all on lane 51. Dave Ferraro could be in a lot of trouble.
How important is a win for Ron Williams? It would mean qualifying for Firestone.
Every bowler's dream is first to win a tournament on the tour and then have the chance to bowl in the Tournament of Champions, the Firestone Tournament of Champions. Winners only. And he missed his easy lane, Jay, the one he hasn't had any problem with all through these last two matches. Got a little bit too wide. The ball doesn't quite get back to the head pin. Now watch, you'll see the head pin go to the wall and not get the pin action that he might want, but it's very light in the pocket. See the head pin go to the wall, sideboard, come back off, get everything down but the 2-pin. Hard and straight.
The winner will receive $27,000. Second place worth $14,000. Ferraro, if he could win, would move from 7th to 4th on the money list. Strike on 52. Dave's telecast record 9-7. An average of 226.6 in 10 telecasts. Down by 15 right now. Dave Ferraro, seated number 1. It's the Budweiser Trophy. It'll be presented along with the cash. Well,
all right, now
very
Jay,
high.
You saw that, went right through the middle head pin. Now Dave was lost on 51. On lane 51, he struggled. He's made a tremendous adjustment here. He's moved way to the center of the lane, tried to get the ball to go out and back to the pocket. As you see, right through the middle head pin, the big split. He was already down by 19 pins, and that particular shot really put him in the hole. He just can't seem to figure out lane 51 when he... Here's the guy that had trouble on 52. He's figured it out. Dave Ferraro can't figure out 51, and no one has had any trouble on 51 all day.
It's a little short, and he's left the 8.
Almost a repeat of the shot he threw on lane 51 in the previous frame when he left the 2-pin. This time he kicks the 2-pin forward, leaving only the 8-pin. Dave Ferraro was injured. He injured his wrist while he was bowling in one of the tournaments earlier in the year, Jay, and it was a rather severe injury to the tendons in his wrist, and he had to sit out almost 9 tournaments this year, and he still made well over $100,000. So you can see he's having an outstanding year. During that time he was sitting out for 6 weeks, he went and had therapy on his wrist every day.
Now Ron Williams in the driver's seat, but Earl, you don't want to get too protective of that lead, do you?
No, you don't. You have to continue to be aggressive. It's only a 1-game match.
Yeah, you see.
And, you start trying to protect what you have, and all of a sudden the other guy throws 3 or 4 in a row, and it's Katie bar the door. See you later.
This Budweiser Classic here in Columbus, the 5th year here, and Budweiser will also be sponsoring 2 tournaments on the '89 PBA Winter Tour. Next week, we'll have the Budweiser Touring Players Championship. We'll be at the Taylor Lanes Detroit suburb. We'll be hustling from the shootout in Muskegon to be back at the Taylor Lanes for the action. Big week of bowling next Saturday on NBC. Ferraro is high again, but he got them all.
He got them all, but even though Dave got the strike, he's not happy, as you can see by the expression on his face. He knows he's not going to continue to be lucky like that. He's lost. Right now, he just doesn't have any idea where to play the lanes. The ball is reacting completely different than what he expected to react. And when the player's lost, he's going to have to gamble. He's going to have to make a big move, get completely out of the area of the lane he's been playing, and find what they call a new shot. And that's what Dave's trying to figure out now. He's looking down at the approach, the lane. He's trying to determine where he's going to stand on that approach and make a move that will be productive. Now, he tried inside. Will he stay deep inside in the center? Let's see what happens.
Won his first PBA title right here.
He moved even farther. He moved even farther toward the center of the lane, picked up the ball speed, and it was a perfect shot, Jay. A great adjustment by a hell of a professional. I'll tell you, that was a good shot.
Yes, it was. Let's look at it again. Well, this is what he needed, and hopefully it will be the tonic to get him back into this one. Ron Williams, 20-pin lead. Well, that looked for a minute like it wasn't going to get there, but it got the job done for him.
Got the job done. That's that heavy roll that he gets on the ball. That's how you carry that type of hit. The head pin goes to the wall, comes off, takes out the bucket, carries all those pins off the corner.
A re-rack on lane 51, the second for Ron Williams. Williams has defeated Wayne Webb and Walter Ray Williams to gain his shot at the championship against the #1 seed Ferraro. Oh, bingo. Josephine likes it. Ron's mom.
Still anybody's match. Dave Ferraro, 8th frame, down by 30. Needs some strikes. It's on a double. Best shot of the match for Dave Ferraro when he didn't get the 10-pin down, Jay. That was really an excellent shot. After that great adjustment he made in the previous frame on lane 51 when he was lost, he comes back over to lane 52, makes a great shot, and watch the 6-pin go up around the neck of the 10. Just a bad break.
Guppy Troop won this tournament in '84 and Tom Baker in '85, and as we mentioned, Ferraro in '86. Leroy Bornhop in '87. Ferraro finds himself down by 31. Well, that adjustment on 51 has been noted by Earl, and he has strike in the 9th. And a lead of 31 for Ron Williams. Ron, 26 years of age, looking for his first PBA title. Really putting the pressure on.
Well, he's just about got it locked up here, Jay. I'm really impressed with the way Ron Williams has adjusted to the changes in the lane conditions. He's moved in, he's moved out as the lanes have changed, and he's made great shots when he needed to.
It's his day, Earl.
It's all over right now, Jay. And there's a real happy mother right there.
Ron Williams. He is the winner of this 1988 Budweiser Classic. He made it happen. They're yelling one more, but He's smiling, forcing it a bit, and his mom is crying. Josephine's a happy lady. Ah, isn't that nice? Nice that she could be here to see this.
Oh, yes.
Ron Williams, a score of 242. Good bowling. Games of 232, 257, and 242. And Dave Ferraro, who had the #1 spot, does not become the first bowler to ever win this event twice, as he is stopped by Ron Williams. $27,000 going to the winner, and a very big payday for Ron Williams, and a happy time it's got to be for him. You saw his mom, and of course for his young lady, Bonnie Hartman, who he's engaged to marry next spring. This crowd enjoyed the action. 242 for Williams, 193 for Ferraro. Ron Williams is the champion here in Columbus. Back with a presentation of the trophy and the money as Williams gets it all done here in Columbus.
All right, stand by. Replay on slow-mo A, roll A, and dissolve A. Good. Roll C, wipe C. Let's get whiting out on camera 8 over there. Nod so I know you're there, somebody. Ready, D. Get back to the coach on that. Okay, let's go to camera 5, please. Whiten out. Ready, camera 8, take 8. I didn't know your family was in town. Go to camera 2. Nice work, people. Very nice work.
For the teamwork, the clean, crisp taste of Beechwood aged Budweiser.
So what are you going to do tonight? Probably watch TV.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
When you come to Radio Shack's Christmas sale for electronic gifts, buy this dual-powered calculator first for just $8.88 and keep track of the money you save.
Like these realistic bass reflex speakers, half price at $39.95 each.
Add this cordless phone to $20 savings, only $59.95.
And count on these LCD games for stocking stuffers, just $8.95 each.
That adds up to holiday savings.
The Christmas electronics sale, only at Radio Shack.
Gotta go. Running late. Bye.
I love it. My Toyota. I love it. Woo! I love it.
Hey, Lee, what happened? You get lost? Kinda. Toyota quality. Who could ask for anything more?
Sunday, the NFL plays here when the Bills battle the Bengals.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL Live.
Here are the final results. You see, Webb got the victory over Hochstein, Williams defeating Webb, and Williams over Walter Ray Williams Jr., and Ron Williams defeats Ferraro, and this big crowd has enjoyed the action, and our congratulations to Ron Williams, the champion of the '88 Budweiser Classic. Even you're applauding, and you should. This was really special for you today, wasn't it?
Yes, it's my fiance's birthday today, and really glad to come out on top today.
Bonnie said you were going to win today, and we're going to make it official, at least start to, by having the Budweiser Trophy presented by Jerry Mullane of Anheuser-Busch, who is doing a pretty good job of holding it.
This thing weighs about 30 pounds. Ron, it's a great tournament. Congratulations. I know this is an emotional win for you with your mother and your fiance here, and from the Budweiser brand team, I'd like to say congratulations on a great victory.
Thank you very much.
Now, I think we'll let you, well, you want to hold that? Huh? Can you hold it? Don't make Bonnie hold it. Come on. We can sit it down right over there. That's probably best. And here are Bill and George Hadler, of course, the proprietors of this marvelous facility. And they're going to make it official and present this check, aren't you?
Yes, we certainly are. And I hope that they have as much fun spending that wooden check as they had winning this tournament.
Will this wooden check really spend?
Oh, certainly.
Oh, here's the real thing. Pass it out over here.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks again to the Hadlers. It's always a great pleasure to be here in Columbus with you all. Well, let's talk a little bit with our friend from Cahokia, Illinois. This has to be a big day for you, not only because it's Bonnie's birthday, but because you won the top prize.
Yeah, it's very special for me. I'm so excited. I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say.
Well, you got to think of something because we got a couple of minutes to fill.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. I'd like to thank Palace Lanes for hosting our tournament and Budweiser for sponsoring it. And great fans of Columbus. Thank you.
You and Bonnie are engaged, and you're going to be married next spring.
Yeah, April 22nd. But if I make the show at Firestone next winter, I may have to postpone it a week or get married later on that evening.
Yeah, later on that evening wouldn't be bad.
That's great, yeah. That's great, yeah.
It was nice to have your mother, Josephine, here, wasn't it, today?
Yeah, great. Yeah, it's very emotional for her. I heard her yelling back there every time I let the ball go.
I think we've got a picture that we saved to show you and to show her. There's Mom. Huh? Was she proud and happy?
She's very proud. Very proud.
Josephine, come over here if you will. Let me just get a word from you. I watched you throughout this match sit back there and root and pray a little and cry a little. Mom's very proud.
Yes, I am. That's my only son. I have a daughter and a son. That's all I have.
Well, he had a big payday today.
Yes, he sure did.
Nice that you could be here.
I'm glad I've been here.
Oh, I'm sure you are. Let me bring Earl Anthony in. I know we were talking early on about your style. A lot of people talk about it, and I related it a little to my friend Miller Barber on the golf tour because it is a little different, but what a wonderful follow-through in the way he gets the job done, Earl.
Yeah, I think the key, as I mentioned earlier to Ron's game, is the ability to stay down at the foul line. When he comes up, he gets in trouble. And today I was watching it. You did an exceptional job of staying down at the line, getting through the shot. When you made your adjustments as the lanes changed, okay, like in the middle of the third game there, just whether your third match, you really sent some balls wide. Were you comfortable they get back?
I wasn't comfortable at all with them, but I didn't think they were going to come back. But later on in the match, I just kept looking shorter on the lane. I didn't move my feet. I just moved my eyes closer to the target. And
trying to get the ball into an earlier roll. Earlier roll, huh?
There were a lot of re-racks for him.
A lot of re-racks. Lane 51, all the players seemed to have a little trouble with the rack there, but, you know, they kept a cool head, and I was really impressed with your adjustments.
Thank you.
You had an opportunity, of course, with this to be at Firestone, and Earl and I talked about that and what it meant to you.
When I first came in here, I didn't think anything of it. You know, but now I'd like to go out and win about 50,000. It'd be real nice.
Well, you know, they say the first one's the toughest.
That is the toughest, that's for sure. That took me 3 TV shows to get my first win, and once I got my first win, I felt
As you think back on this, was there any one point where you felt like it was a key for you? Can you think back at this time?
Yeah. When the second frame against Wayne Webb, when I missed that 10 pin, I thought, because Wayne was on a roll and he had a definite great shot, I thought that was it.
There he is, our champion, Ron Williams, ladies and gentlemen. The PBA Fall Tour has been sponsored by Budweiser. Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By your Toyota dealer. Whatever car or truck you choose, you'll love the quality. Who could ask for anything more? By Western Union, the fastest way to send money.